Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr.
Well, hello, and thanks for coming, America. My name's Seth. What's yours?
Hi, it's Jamal.
Hi, it's COVID Tina. I mean, Stony.
Oh.
Oh, hey, girl. Now coming to the stage, COVID Tina.
She is reckless.
Yeah, she's not wearing a mask. She's coughing all over the audience.
Oh, look, she's licking the counter.
And the dollar bills. It's crazy. Hey everybody, welcome to Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast there ever was. We are of course back again to bring you all the tea happening in this season of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 13.
Ooh, a special episode behind the scenes.
It's a special episode, but also a similar episode because yet another week has gone by with no one being eliminated.
Ooh, tea right there.
Exactly what I was looking for. Another week where season 13 queen stays.
Thank God. Like, don't you kind of just hope they just stop eliminating people altogether?
That would be the gag of the season, wouldn't it? We really are going to be here like a season of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, we need to start choosing the queens wisely if we're just not going to be eliminating people.
It truly is RuPaul's best friend race.
Truly. And her best friend is COVID, Tina. So we're here this week to bring you a show that's a little bit like our old style of show. We're really excited, but before we get into that, just wanted to full balls check in on our lives, I guess. I don't know. How's everybody doing?
We're still doing all right over here. Not much has changed since you heard us yesterday. All the snow's gone. It's been really nice. It's still rainy. It was rainy this morning, I should say. I'm waiting for it to dry up so I can do some yard chores. I hate doing yard chores when it's soggy, so I refuse to go back there.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you, Stony, is there an update? Because last week on the podcast, we had a very exciting possum pop up. I was wondering if we have any updates on that situation.
The only update is that we currently just have items in front of the porch so that the dogs can't go under the porch, and the possum is they can still get out, but basically a barrier.
Yeah, the night before the dogs got baths, Eddie decided it would be fun to crawl under the deck. So, oh my gosh, who knows what's under there? But Stoney found an animal bone in the yard, so we need to keep the dog from under there.
Yeah, that's possum carcass shit right there, girl.
Oh,
yeah, Eddie
so
just
gross.
grabbed it and was chewing on it so hard.
Eddie's like, ha, I killed a possum.
He's so gross. So we need to call somebody, just some professionals with traps or something, just to make sure nothing is creating a camp down there.
Yeah, I don't blame you, girl. That possum was scary as hell.
So not cute. I don't care what the internet says. They're ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. Girl, you ugly.
Ooh,
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly.
Yeah, you's ugly.
Oh, man. Well, over here, there's not too much to update everyone. I've been watching lots of found footage horror movies. So I've been tweeting about that a little bit. I'm balls deep in the the Bad Bin series. So if you guys are looking for a funny, it's like a mix between comedy and horror, because there are definitely at least 2 to 3 times throughout the movie I just crack my shit up because it's so fucking funny.
That's the best. I love moments like that when you're watching movies.
Yeah, especially horror movies. It's nice to just be this is crazy. But yeah, so I've been watching that series. I am told that I have to watch Don't Listen, I think is the title of that. It's another scary movie. I've been recommended that by one of our UK listeners. And I'm going to soon start watching this series, It's a Sin, because that was also recommended by a different UK viewer.
Okay.
or listener. I mean, they're not really looking at us.
In their
Y'all
minds,
know.
they are.
Yeah, they're looking. Oh, stop it, you pervert. Stop looking so hard.
Stop looking at my apartment.
Are those binoculars?
Oh my gosh, girl. You have to check out my OnlyFans for that. Don't try getting the free preview.
Could you imagine someone sitting in front of their fucking laptop with binoculars looking at OnlyFans?
I'm sure there's
I just want to see
out
all
there.
the swerves and curves, honey.
Somebody's doing it. I just know they are.
I know it. Yeah. Big time. Looking at you, Robbie Turner.
Ah!
All right, you all. Let's go ahead and get into this COVID Tina special.
Honest tea.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week. We are of course back again to bring you full coverage of everything that happened in this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. Oh my gosh, what did you think, girl, about this little Dateline special?
You know, with COVID, we're having this discussion on the internet now where it's there's a level of escapism with people in what we're streaming and viewing. So a lot of people are leaning towards, I want to see content that's not related to COVID, or I want to see, content that's related to, something else. Like Travel Channel's huge right now. Everyone can probably build a house, like Lala Reed mentioned this episode, because we're watching all the HGTV. But a piece of me did enjoy watching the behind the scenes, just kind of seeing how the season started. It's always interesting with some of these reality shows, seeing where they were exactly when COVID kind of took off and what was happening in their respective areas.
Yeah, I mean, I did think it was interesting them talking about like how they expanded the workroom, because like that was my thought. Like that's in my head when we were watching it. It was like, yeah, they had to have made it bigger, and then they confirmed that during the special that they expanded it, made the Untuck area a part of that. And then even Rue just like walking up to the queens, like used to, she would go to each like station, but now all the queens come to her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was like interesting to see. I mean, some of it's kind of like traumatizing to watch too, just because it's like, this has literally been the last like year and a half or whatever. Or I guess not a year and a half, but
about a year.
It's actually just about a year. I mean, we're almost in March.
Yeah.
March 9th is my work anniversary, like the day they told us to go home and stay home.
Yeah, that's the day I wish that I was allowed to go home from work, but I had to continue until April 6th.
What else? Oh, Untucked was all in the same area. They basically had like one big filming area for the show itself. The cameramen, we learned, the camera people were not allowed to move. They had like plexiglass they had to film behind. And there were also assigned PAs and assistants that could go to the queens and the panel to communicate various details about filming that day. So it looks like they are being super strict about it, containing those bubbles even on a set.
Yeah, and I think they had on, I don't remember if they had on face masks walking to the studio, but they did have those like plexiglass masks that they would use.
The face shields. It looks like the camera crew, they were requiring mask and the shields is what it looked like. And then for the queens, of course, we saw them, they needed to use the face shields.
You don't want to mess up that makeup, girl.
No, that would be a traumatic RuPaul recording experience. Could you imagine every week your episode, you just have a mask outline on your makeup?
It's like, oh, my fucking makeup got blurred all over again.
I'd be so pissed.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was crazy. And also, too, like before the show even started, like Candy Muse got COVID from performing. Or so we think. And Olivia, and I thought that was cute. Like, I guess Olivia's mom's a nurse. So then once Olivia got sick, the mom came and was like her little personal nurse.
Yes. I mean, what more could you ask for if one of your parents happened to be like a nurse and they were available to take care of you? So that's just so wild, though, too, because I know we think back earlier in the year, but before COVID really like spread, there was a moment where Stoney like was just like on the couch, could not move for like a few days kind of situation. And hearing the queens like Olivia and Candy kind of go over their symptoms, there's always a piece of us that are like, did you have it in the very beginning? Like before it all? So yeah, it'd be nice to have like your parents helping take care of you in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. That's just so scary, like situation to be in, and I guess
they're in the epicenter, New York. You know.
Yeah. Is Olivia's from New York too? Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia, Rose, and Candy, and Tina.
Yeah, and
it's
Tina.
like 4 queens.
Good Lord. All the New York queens. Watch out, girl.
And Utica was just up the road.
Yeah. And then also, too, they talked about with George Floyd and how his death, like, kind of impacted them personally.
Yes, I really liked that piece because it's nice to see the queens using their platforms like they were discussing to, you know, keep that message strong and flowing. Not everyone's telling you that you have to flood your feeds with whatever cause you're supporting, but, you know, they felt a responsibility as Black and brown queens to really like keep this conversation projected deeply into the world, especially in the queer community, because we need the education too. So, yes, that was a moving moment.
Definitely. This is, I think, like the closest we're going to get to RuPaul making a statement about George Floyd and Black Lives Matter on television.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, it's nice having the queens on the show to keep that going. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what more messaging we get for all the things down the road.
Yeah. I thought it was also pretty interesting that they did the confessionals over like iPads so that the story producer wasn't like in the same physical room as them.
Oh, that was an interesting tidbit because from our perspective, we just see the queens talking to a camera. So we're not even thinking, oh, they're living the Zoom life as well.
That's pretty crazy, doing all your confessionals and like talking heads over Zoom, basically.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. I mean, I don't know. It's just like such a different. I mean, it's like it's just a different time right now, especially like even in regular like our work lives. Like if you go into work, like there's so many like protocols and things. It's just so much different.
Yeah, it actually kind of makes you appreciate the season a little bit more because I guess RuPaul's Drag Race was one of the first TV shows to start filming in COVID times. So I thought that was really interesting. And I mean, it kind of makes, I mean, even though we kind of like, you know, bitch and moan about the season or whatever, it kind of makes it like, it kind of puts it into perspective for me. And like, it makes me want to appreciate what we do have because we could just like not be watching Drag Race right now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad the season, like, they were able to film it. Like, I mean, obviously they could have just been like, we're not filming during the pandemic. And, like, that would have totally been understandable as well. But I did, like, even just understanding that there was a shortage on, like, lace front wigs.
Yeah, on wigs
like,
and
think
shoes.
about just how much harder it was for them to get ready. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like giving them a break a little bit because it's like they were like working under like a specific, you know, no other queens had to go through this basically.
Yeah, it's like tonight on Primetime News, the wigs are sold out. If you were looking to buy a lace front wig, they are now sold out due to the COVID-19 crisis.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like anything, like how you couldn't buy anything else hardly, you know what I mean? Or there's long delays for everything.
Yes. I thought it was also kind of sad. I mean, one of the drag queens in New York, Mona Foot, died from COVID, you know, from probably, you know, like similarly caught it while doing drag shows.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's just in the beginning, people didn't really understand the gravity of the situation and how fierce it was. So when it hits your community that closely, it's definitely a wake-up call and makes you look at it a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for a lot of these queens, this is like their primary source of income. So I think after this, especially, like, I feel like you would really have to reevaluate, like, what you're willing to do, basically.
Yeah, it's tough because luckily, like my job, for example, we were kind of in a space where we were online, but then our like volume just increased tremendously in the early stages of COVID. So with drag, you go from needing to have an audience in front of you and then having to translate that to the online world, which when you think about it, it's already been there. It's social media, it's YouTube. But how do you do that full time, especially maybe if you don't necessarily like being in front of the camera like that all the time? So to have that adjustment shown and discussed from queens on the show, that was eye-opening and ear-opening.
I was going to say, it makes you really like, I just feel so bad for all the queens that have to like deal with this right now, because it's just like, especially just like season 12 specifically, like, and they showed the finale, but like season 12, that was such a good season, and there had been so much like fan support for those queens, and like we like didn't get to do any of it. Like, yeah, there's digital drag, but it's just not the same. So I don't know, I just feel bad that like these queens have to like go through this like pandemic.
Yeah. And kind of like what Jamal was and you guys were talking about earlier about with the redesigning of the workroom, do you think that they made the tables bigger so they were like 6 feet long or something like that, so that they would know like they were far enough away?
Yes,
I think they did. Yeah.
When if you look at the diagram that they showed on the show, it went from like a 60 foot by something space to a 100 foot by more something space. And of course, that's because they had the workroom and Untucked in there. But I did notice like the couches became a little bigger and the work tables definitely got wider and longer.
Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me to have Untucked in the workroom anyway. Like, it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, they always did that in All Stars, I think. But, like, why not just have it all in the same space?
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we're not even in the Interior Illusion Lounge anymore. So it's like... What's the point of going somewhere separate? It can just be on the stage.
Yes.
Right.
And did you see they were kind of showing like some of the unseen footage, and there was like that little clip of RuPaul doing her favorite Blair St. Clair impression.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The burr, cold.
Yes.
I like that a lot. And another thing that kind of like distracted me a little bit, you know, I noticed the weird things, is that the way they were like coloring the like the aesthetic of this documentary, they made like all these people's lips look yellow. It was really distracting. Like everyone looked like they had like this weird yellow lipstick on.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I did not notice that.
I noticed it. I did.
I kept staring at their mouths. It was really weird.
Oh,
there
my
was some
gosh.
definitely discoloration going on.
Yeah, girl. Very questionable things happening here. But overall, though, I really liked the documentary. It was, I don't know, I guess I didn't really need to see like the history of the COVID virus, but I guess that kind of just puts it into perspective, like as far as the timeline of everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the parts that I really did enjoy were like, well, I like to see the unseen footage, and I like to see like the way they were taking the precautions to film the series, because I remember before it like started, everyone was really critical of them filming during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, why people would say that, but it's like, I don't know. To me, it's like, if you can do it safely, then it's fine. Like, I don't know, like, there's like grocery stores, like, how many people are working during this fucking thing that don't have the privilege of sitting in front of a computer? I mean, that's just a fact of like our time, at least in the US, right? Like, that's just what it is in the US, because we don't want to do anything to stop it. So
For real. But yeah, let us know your opinions about the COVID special. I am really glad that they did it. I mean, it would be nice to have an episode where someone gets eliminated, but I mean, like maybe they could have aired, I don't know, whatever. But this is what we got this week, and I thought it was interesting to see the behind the scenes of like how they did take precautions. So it was pretty interesting and shorter, and so I didn't have to watch so much Drag Race this week, which was kind of nice because I got to see the UK show, and that was really fun.
Yes, and way to be an example, Drag Race. Good work.
Yes, we'll go ahead and take a quick little break here. And now we have a message from our sponsor. Support for Thanks for Coming, a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast, is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. Manscaped is taking over the world and is now available in all of Europe, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs.
Woohoo! Yes, Manscaped.
Offer code TFCPod, of course.
A promo code that will actually work if you go to the website and use it.
It's a first.
Yeah, this time we're being serious.
Well, I definitely appreciate Manscaped reaching out because I have, tried various trimmers over the years, and I can get it down to how I like my bits and things to be for my personal taste, but I was always so scared to get too close. And the trimmer comes with a guard that's really easy to use, and that helped me tremendously. Very, very nice product, the Lawnmower 3.0.
Yes, and it really is so cool because it comes with like this really cool stand that you can, put on next to your vanity, and it doesn't take up much space at all. It keeps the trimmer charged. It uses USB, so if you need to travel or something, like you can use it with pretty much anything. And another bonus, it has waterproof technology. So if you're like me, I love to shave in the shower. So this is perfect. So now I can start trimming my other areas with this.
Ooh, it's even got a little flashlight on it for those of you who like to take showers in the dark or with candlelight, so you can see exactly what you need to do down there.
Yes, girl. This battery will last up to 90 minutes. The Lawnmower 3 has been upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor. And I am one of those people that do like to use it in the dark. I do my best work and most creative when I'm in the shower. So I am, of course, super excited to use it in there. Last time I used it, I actually carved RuPaul's name into my pubes. It's so accurate.
Nice.
Yes. You're welcome, Ru.
Congratulations on that one. That's skills. Well, in addition to the lawnmower, listeners, there are all kinds of products on manscaped.com. We also receive some ball toner, which is fabulous if you need a little pick-me-up throughout the day. Those of you who love to walk around naked, this is perfect. Spray a few pumps, let it air dry before you put back on those underwear, and you're good to go. The ball deodorant is fabulous as well.
So if you're listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code TFCPod at manscaped.com. This product is, of course, for all men, so even if you have a vagina, then you are still able to use this. This is Manscaped for all men.
Yes, for all men.
Yes, get 20% off and free shipping with the code TFCPod at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use offer code TFCPod. Your balls and vaginas will thank you. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Thanks for Coming podcast. We have a really fun segment here, which is called Thanks for Coming, and we used to do this as a little news segment. We have a couple stories to talk to you about, and I will let Stoney start us off with the story of his choice.
Oh my God. I wasn't prepared, but
Hi, welcome to podcasting.
But yeah, I think we should talk about the Equality Act passing the House for I guess it passed this week or whatever, so now it's going to go to the Senate, where it very may well die. Who knows? I guess I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it doesn't.
But what did you guys think of that?
I mean, it's like, okay, the light is at the end of the tunnel, but like you just said, hopefully it passes in the Senate so it can actually stick. We've unfortunately, marginalized communities, we try not to get our hopes up too much because it makes the rejection a little easier. But I'm hoping there's a positive response and result, but we will just see is how I feel.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up. Like, I hope it does pass because this would be like a really big thing. Like, this is something like a future president could not undo. Like, if we have another traitor president, something like that. Like he couldn't undo
Right.
the Equality Act, so that would be good. But I did read a little bit about it, and actually they've been trying to pass this act since like the mid 70s, and it's like always gets passed like through the House, but then once it gets to the Senate, it always dies there. So that's why I'm like a little bit nervous for this upcoming vote on the Equality Act in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Same.
and just to kind of like, if people don't know about it, which I mean most of us probably do, but and I'm quoting this from what I guess Biden's statement from last week, but it was the Equality Act provides long overdue federal civil rights protections on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity, locking in critical safeguards in our housing, education, public services, and lending systems, and codifying the courage and resilience of the LGBTQ plus movement into enduring law. It was basically taking all of those like current laws from the Civil Rights Act, I believe, like that passed in the 60s, and expanding it to like our community.
Well, and it's also bringing a lot of the equality pieces back that Trump removed while he was president. So we're bringing a lot of that back.
Yes, exactly.
It's
We would be a
just-
protected class, y'all. It would be nice to be included that way.
It would be nice. I mean, it was just crazy to me reading about the history of this act. Like, I actually read that some of the original sponsors and writers of this act are actually like dead now. It's been going on for so long trying to get this passed that they're like dead.
Mercy. That's America for you.
So I don't know. I guess we'll just bomb Syria and just go from there. But
Sounds like a great plan.
yeah, I hope you guys didn't need any money or anything or whatever. Like, I hope you didn't need any rights, equal rights.
Mercy.
Girl,
The circus continues.
big time. Let's get our fucking priorities straight. Anyways, well, let's go ahead and move on to our second story, which is, of course, big news in the gay world. I guess maybe I'll let Jamal take this story.
Oh, so of course, if you're not living under a rock, you've heard news of two of Lady Gaga's poor French bulldogs being taken. The dog walker was shot 4 times. They're expected to make a speedy recovery, and the attacker made off with 2 of the dogs. And for Gaga, she's such a huge ally, so I felt like we needed to talk about Mother Monster. We saw her live together.
We did.
So my heart aches for her. Your pets are like your kids, and they're part of the family. So it's just kind of devastating to see someone who goes out of their way so much to do so much for others, see something like this happen to them.
Yeah, I mean, she's more than an ally. She is, part of the community. She is bisexual. So,
True.
And it was, I was reading a little bit actually, and I didn't realize that the dog walker had been shot 4 times. Like when I read it, it was just said that he was shot once in the chest. So I don't know. This is of course a developing story, and they're keeping a lot of the details private because it is an ongoing investigation. But I did read that Lady Gaga did get her dogs back.
Yay, good.
Wait,
So,
really? Just like recently?
Yeah, I think a couple days ago it was like some woman brought the dogs in and into the police station, and they were like, I think this might be Lady Gaga's dogs. And then people from representatives from Lady Gaga's camp came and did identify the dogs, that they were hers. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah. So they don't think that the woman is connected with the robbery. So it's like all a little bit unclear because, like I said, they're trying to keep a lot of it private while they're still investigating this.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm Googling it now. So yeah, they were definitely recovered, but nobody knows like how or what happened.
That's so wild though. Like, and of course, like the points I wanted to kind of like touch on here is like a lot of people are like, we're so like concerned about these animals, or this white woman's animals are gone.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of felt the same way when I was watching that Netflix movie, Don't Fuck with Cats, that documentary where that sick fuck was doing all the heinous shit they were doing to the animals on live internet feed. But there was not the same outrage in that documentary when there was actually like a Asian man, I believe, that was murdered by that crazy person, or excuse me, that ill person, I will say. But again, I just want to highlight in comparison, it's like, yes, we should have been angry about, you know, the Asian man dying in that documentary, because it's like, okay, this brown man has died and nobody's showing the same outrage, but we're like super turned up about the kittens. So for the Gaga situation, it just feels like this is a family member this is happening to. So I just wanted to check in with Mother Monster and, you know, put the buzz out there. I don't know if everyone's heard about it. And when I saw that on Twitter, I just kind of like grabbed my gay pearls and gasped.
Yeah, I know. It's such a crazy story, but I'm glad that the dog walker will be, they're expected to recover. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yes.
Initially, I was just like, wow, they really just like killed this person for some fucking dogs. Like, that's crazy, but I'm glad they're still alive and I hope they stay that way.
Yeah, and this woman, it's nice that she just like came in and dropped the dogs off, because now Lady Gaga can probably keep that $500,000 reward she was going to pay them.
Well, I think they are in talks of giving the woman the reward. Gaga's camp.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense. That would
be nice. I mean, Gaga can afford it, I'm sure. So.
Sure.
Yeah, $500,000 is substantial. Like, she wanted those dogs.
Yeah, those are her babies.
Yes. Do you think we should talk about some trade today?
Ooh, trade. It's been a while.
Trade?
We haven't done
God.
trade in a while. Should we?
Let's do it.
Fine, I guess.
Trade.
Trade. Hey everyone, welcome back to our trade section. This is the segment where we talk about the sexy men's or women's and you know, we just give props to all the hotties out there.
Yes, by definition, trade is a straight male, cis male that, you know, you wish that were gay, that you just wanted him. This is for new listeners who may not know what trade is. But in all good fun and inclusivity here on TFC Pod, trade can be anyone. We've had trade from all parts of the spectrum. So you've got almost 200 episodes to listen to. Go back into the archives and hear some of those.
Yeah, definitely the older episodes. We were doing it all the time, and then Rue decided to release like 5 million like seasons at once, and we decided to I don't know, give it a break for a while.
Yeah.
It got to be a lot. Well, let's go ahead and dive into some trade. Jamal, do you want to tell us about your sexy trade?
Oh, sure. Since it's been so long, I figured I would splash back into trade. This lovely and delicious and tasty segment the best way I knew how, and that is by serving cakes to you via Greg, the Niner39 on Instagram.
Ooh, girl, this is a big booty bitch.
Yes, I love all of the Black Lives Matter messaging, of course, but this trade just poses in various jock straps and undies and thongs, yes, tattoos in all of the right places. So this is exciting trade. I bet they can twerk the house down.
I do spot a rosé sweatshirt in one of these.
Yeah, they're a rosé fan.
Amazing.
And a face mask in another one. So we are picking a responsible trade now.
Yes, they're married, and it looks like they are also a Pilates instructor.
Pilates, I hardly know her.
Yeah, I don't know her either, but these pictures are quite delicious. So if you're a fan of cakes on the gram, definitely check out the Niner39. Yummy.
Yes, I was just like mesmerized. I was just like, oh my god, ass. Sorry, I'm back, everybody.
Woo! Your fingers like double dribbling
There's
on the
definitely
screen.
a lot going on with this Instagram.
Yeah. What about you, Stoney? Tona, tell us about your trade.
Yeah, so my trade of the week is somebody that I've been following for a while. They are a Twitch streamer. Everyone knows they love video games. And their name is I Am Brandon TV. Or actually, their Instagram handle is just I Am Brandon. Or no, wait. Their handle is I Am Brandon TV. Sorry.
I'm like, girl, I'm looking at it, and it.
Sorry. It's I Am Brandon TV. But anyway, he's just so funny. I think he's very cute. And he always has this like fun like looks. He does like cosplay and stuff, which is funny. And if you like to watch like Twitch streaming, he just gives me the like LGBTQ like perspective of it, and he always has fun just like screaming at his TV, which I also enjoy doing. So
yes, Stoney screams at his TV often.
Yeah, I see a lot of cosplay ones too. I think I see Catwoman. I thought that was pretty good picture.
Yes, Catwoman. I think I've seen him do Storm before, but it's probably like way down the list, I'm sure. So
Fun.
Ooh, here's a Euphoria one for all you Euphoria fans.
Oh, I love Euphoria. I'm caught up.
I need to get into that show. It's just I did listen to the soundtrack. One of our listeners sent that my way one time back in the past, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Solid music.
Yes, girl. Make sure you all go check out I Am Brandon TV.
Good choice, Stoney.
Yes, and for me, this is definitely a very up Seth's alley pick. We have, the Instagram handle is STFU Matthew.
Nice.
So we have a person that I found through YouTube, Matthew Bailey, who is a what do they call it? A weed tuber, because he smokes a lot of weed.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes. So I think Matthew is like so adorable. They just like the cutest redhead you ever did see, like long flowy hair down like past his shoulders, and I'm just like, y'all know I love long hair.
Luscious locks for sure. And I
Yes.
definitely don't smoke on this level. I'm like, I can't hang like that.
Like, girl, you could never like
No. No.
This guy is like a professional at smoking.
Just throwing that out there. This is a professional.
Yes, girl. Very tattooed. All over. Tattoos everywhere. Recently got a face tat. So I'm really like, I don't know. Like normally I'd be like, ew, but for him it works. And paints his fingernails like I do, and he likes Nirvana like I do. And
yes,
he just
this is perfect.
he has like this really thick Southern accent too, because he's from Tennessee, like not in a big city, Tennessee, like the country. But he actually
so it's strong, I bet.
very strong, and I think like normally that's not attracted to me, but for some reason it works for him, and he just recently moved to Colorado, so now he's closer to me.
Colorado.
Yes,
Nice.
legal state for weed, so
Hashtag priorities.
yes. And he has an OnlyFans that I have not subscribed to yet, but I plan on it. So if you're interested,
Hey, yeah, check it out. Why not?
yes, I'm sure it's high quality. Like seriously, like this man is beautiful. I would date him so hard. So go ahead and check him out. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you guys liked our trade segment. If you guys want more of this, let us know, and we can try to incorporate it more when we can. And
Yes.
make sure that you all go to manscaped.com, use offer code TFCPod to get your 20% discount off the Lawnmower 3 and any other manscaping products you'd like to use. If you want underwear, if you want t-shirts, they have that too. They're really comfortable.
Yes, yes, yes. Check it out, listeners. We would not be talking about it if we did not like it ourselves. So try out all the things we're talking about and check our socials for more.
Yeah, and like it also does really help us if you or if someone you know is going to buy them, use our offer code. So definitely, like, you don't have to buy it yourself, but if you can pass the offer code around, that'd be sweet.
They make great gifts.
Yes. Doesn't matter if you have balls or a vagina. It's all fine. Anybody can use it. Offer code TFCpod at manscaped.com for 20% off. All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. But until then, I'll be manscaping. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.